I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, I don't know if many of you guys have heard this story of this 6-year-old kid shooting his teacher and putting her in the hospital, but yeah, I guess, obviously they wasn't seeing eye to eye, and somehow, some way, the kid acquired a gun, brought it to the school, shot his teacher, put her in the hospital. She's now fighting for her life. TMZ, what they reported, saying that her health is improving, so that's good, but why did she have to go through that? That's one thing where I always talk on, school and teachers and all that. I'm always talking bad about teachers because of the teachers that I dealt with growing up. But no, in this podcast episode, I am going to be defending teachers, because a teacher, but not even a teacher, anybody walking the face of this earth should not have to go through that. You're doing your job and somebody's mad at you for doing your job the way that they don't like it and they feel like they got to take your life. No, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. That's on some stuff where it's that goes for your adult years where it's okay, you're working wherever and you don't like that person. You feel like you need to take their life. There was a story not too long ago where the dude went to the Walmart and he was shooting his coworkers and stuff. And it's fam, quit your job. Go work somewhere else. That man can still be here till this day. All right, making money, being in a much more improved situation in life. That's the thing though, where it's people, you really need to start paying attention to your mental health. Because if you don't pay attention to your mental health, if there's not things in this world that can relax you, put you in a better state of mind, fam, yeah, you are going to most likely go out and do some old crazy wild stuff like that. So that's why I'm people, pay attention to your mental health. Now, obviously, for a 6-year-old kid, they're not going to really know too much about their mental health at that age. But still, though, they should have some sort of guidance telling them you can't do this stuff. That's one thing that I remember growing up was when I would play shooter games like Grand Theft Auto or whatever. My parents, they would tell me all the time, you can't do that stuff in real life. Yeah, they show where, you get shot and killed and then you spawn at some different location. You can't do that. When you get shot and killed, you are done. You are dead, gone. You ain't ever coming back. My parents was having this conversation with me, and guess what? I listened. And I'm you know what? There's never going to be a time where I'm that angry and that crazy where I am going to be going out and doing some Grand Theft Auto stuff. But man, that should be something that's told to a lot of different kids. And I feel like that they don't. People, they allow, that's one thing that I'm going to say is that I feel like people nowadays allow the internet to raise their kids. Growing up, we didn't have no internet. My sister had MySpace. That was the only MySpace and AIM, the little messenger thing. That was it. But I feel like in this day and age, the internet teaches kids stuff that they don't even need to be taught. Shows kids that things they don't even need to be shown, and then that's why they end up doing the things that they end up doing and acting the way that they're acting. I'm saying parents, take that internet stuff away from your kids. Let them live a kid life. Put them in front of a TV. Show them some educational cartoons or something, or even some funny cartoons, but teach them things. Don't allow the internet, because you're all oh, well, we're in this futuristic, world and stuff where it's yeah, we got Coco Melon and what are some other stuff? Yeah, we got that stuff to teach. No, bruh, you as a parent, you need to be teaching your kid. Because I'm what were these parents doing to the point where it's your kid didn't have no sort of guidance, and now they're gonna have to suffer for the rest of their life talking on the kid. But the teacher too, she's most likely gonna be paranoid with any student now. But this kid, he's gonna have to throughout his whole life suffer from this action. And I honestly blame the parents, because I'm like, where was the parents when all this stuff was going down? I'm pretty sure that the teacher was calling the mom or the dad, whoever. I'm pretty sure they were talking to them. What was the parents doing? I'm saying it's like it's stuff like that where I'm like, nah, that confuses me. I'm all like, nah, that whoever them parents are, y'all don't need kids. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. I'm like, the fact that kid made it to 6 years old, wow. But that kid needs to be off up in some place, a facility for the rest of his life, getting proper guidance. But yeah, this kid is going to be scarred for life for his actions. He thought what he was doing was okay, because he most likely either heard it from somebody in his household, and then, overall, he just was all like, oh, or seen it on TV, and his parents wasn't telling him, hey, look, that stuff that they doing on TV, can't do that. Can't do that stuff. Can't shoot nobody just for any old reason because they made you upset. And bro, to sit down and just talk on my time when I was in school, oh, there was numerous times when teachers would make me upset. I never thought of doing no stuff like that because I had my parents raising me. I didn't have the internet raising me. I had my parents telling me the rights and wrongs in life. So shout out to my parents. But overall, though, I'm like, I'm not. Overall, here's the thing. Like growing up, like being in school and having it where there was like at times where teachers, I didn't even want to step foot in their classrooms. Like there are some teachers where I'll admit I was skipping their class because I didn't even want to be in their class. I didn't want to look at them. I didn't want to talk with them. I didn't want to hear their voice. Do you like that level of anger, that level of like stress and frustration where you don't even want to see the teacher? You don't want nothing to do with them because they've made you that upset. And now it's like, like I've said what I need to say with defending the teachers, but it's like also talking to these teachers. This is what happens when you feel like that, not sitting down, because no, that's what these teachers need to do. I feel like that maybe, just maybe, a better future for teachers could potentially happen. Like, teachers can start getting paid more, but I feel like that if you're there to just work your 9 to 5, or wherever time school starts to where it ends, whatever the situation is. But, if you're just there to work and you're not there to actually, because I know people are going to probably be all like, oh, well, it ain't my job to build a bond with no student. It's my job to, just overall give them their education and send them on their way. Now, imagine if it was like that for everything in this world. Now, there's probably in some situations and cases where they're like, like entertainment, for an example. When you're recording a movie, you're there to, to do your entertainment part and go on about your business. But imagine if it was like, you approach this actor because you're a fan of their work and you approach them saying that and they're giving you this treatment where you're like, get away from me. I mean, actors, they do that and stuff. All right, let me think of some else. All right, so let's say if it's like an athlete, right? And they don't do no charity events. They're all like, they don't do no charity events. They don't do nothing besides go play football and come back home. People ain't gonna want it. They ain't gonna like that. They're gonna like the fact that football player, he go after the game, he shakes people's hands. He takes pictures with people. He signs autographs. He does like guest appearances in other places and environments and, things. But if that mentality, if that mindset on how it's like, oh, I'm just there to give them their education and leave. If it was like that for a lot of different stuff, bruh, I guarantee and I promise you, this world will be suffering right now. They will be suffering. And that's why it's like, look at public schools. Private schools, I don't know, because I've never been to no private school. But I just feel like the public school system, it really needs help. Like, the public school system really needs help, because when I was in school and having it there's this one, I wanted to talk on this one teacher because me and her, we never seen eye to eye. There's a few teachers where me and them, we never seen eye to eye, but there's this one teacher in particular where me and her, we never seen eye to eye. The 4 years I had went to that high school, we never had seen eye to eye, all right? Always was getting into it. In my senior year, oh my God, I think she had to at least call my mom once a week over just some like dumb stuff a lot of times, telling her like, oh, well, he didn't have this work. Did you ask him? It's like my mom, it's like, do you think my mom like works for the school, or do you think like my mom has her own job? She has the reason why she put me in this school is for you as a teacher to teach me. Okay, teachers teach. With my like the thing is this. And it was like, I think, what was the work? I think it was like science and health. It's like, look, I've asked my mom science questions. I've asked my mom health questions. She does not know. Okay. I don't even remember what that stuff is. Nobody. And the thing is, like, I'm not saying that, a lot of stuff, like, but you know what? No, I'm going to take that back. A lot of stuff that goes on in education today ain't going to help a kid. Like, science and health, unless that kid wants to be a doctor or something, then okay, that's why I feel like they need to take, like, science and health classes and all that stuff. But if they're going to be somebody like me where they're going to be playing The Sims, for a living. They're going to be reacting to the latest movie trailer for a living. They're going to be out here making music, buying sneakers to do review videos and stuff. If that's what their career choices are, I feel like that a lot of, public schools and teachers, because if I was a teacher, I feel like I would be one of those teachers where I'm going to actually teach that. Like, so let's say they put me in a science class, right? They're like, okay, well, you got like the highest form of education. You could teach any class, but we're going to put you in science because we're low on that. So yeah, 100%, I will, teach them their science stuff, but I'm going to make it fun. All right. And if I see a kid that's falling back, I'm like, here's how I look at a classroom. A classroom, it should be a pack. I'm like, bro, the thing is this, I want it to be where years down the road, all right, where if, let's say I'm still teaching, let's say if I were to become a teacher right now, right, high school kid, whatever, I become a teacher right now, and, and like a high school kid, they in my class, years pass down the road, now they got a kid, I'm still there. I want them to be all like, wait a minute, is Mr. Moss? Oh, I gotta go see Mr. Moss. No, I gotta go see him. That he was my favorite teacher growing up. I wanted to be most likely not going to remember them, but hey, at the end of the day, if they still remember me, that's how you know you've had an impact on that kid's life. There are teachers that I remember. There's bad teachers and good teachers, but there's the good teachers that I remember. And there is this one teacher that, sadly she passed away because I went to look her name up. I wish I would have talked to her or said something to her one last time before she passed. But anyways, there is this teacher I remember I had in elementary. One of the funniest teachers. Don't get me wrong, she was an angry individual. No, that teacher, if we can sit down and talk on her real quick, she was the funniest teacher of all time. I remember that was one thing that me and her always would argue about, who was the funniest between the both of us. And we always would just be cracking jokes with each other and things. But when it came down to it where she needed to be a teacher, she would go off on you. There was at times where she was in that classroom yelling like a football coach. She was yelling. So we'll be sitting there cracking jokes, laughing, fooling around with our friends. She's trying to read us a book, and she's like, "All right, I'll wait." Are you guys gonna stop? And we're just looking like, whoa, she is mad right now. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm like, no, I said what I need to say. They're like, no, Tyler, let's continue. Nope, I'm not doing nothing. I'm like, no, she's being a teacher right now. So, but yeah, she was a really dope teacher. She was honestly one of my favorite teachers growing up. Yeah, she yelled at me, but I was the thing was this, when I was a kid growing up, I'll admit it, I was bad. I was on that level of bad where it's like, okay, yeah, you're going to get sent out in the hallway or you're going to have to call your mom. I was on that level of bad, right? But me and her, besides that, I knew that in my heart, I knew she was a good teacher. And I remember there was one time because I knew that she liked Diet Coca-Cola. So I remember my mom, because me and my mom, every weekend we go to the store. And I remember one time I asked her, I was like, hey, can I get some Diet Coca-Cola for this teacher? And so I got these mini cans, it was a 6-pack mini can and stuff. I should just do that. I should just go and just get a Diet Coke and just drink it in her honor and stuff. Cause no, she was drinking Diet Coke like it was water. She was drinking it a lot. So anyways, but no, I remember I got it. was out. So like, this is how I still remember this for some reason. I'm like, and it's been years since I've been to this school. But anyways, so I remember when, so my mom would drop me off. There was a daycare center that was there because school didn't really start yet, but my mom needed to be at work. So she'll drop me off at this daycare center. I'll just be in there chilling with friends and all that stuff. So anyways, school starts. We got to go out to the, recess, like area for a few minutes and things. I guess like just get like start waking up or get like some energy out, whatever it is. But anyways, we're out there. I'm in line holding the Diet Coca-Cola, and I'm like, I'm waiting for my opportunity to give her Diet Coca-Cola. Soon as I seen her at those steps, right? Because how they had it set up was like we, like in each grade and class, we had to like, or like more so the classes that we were in, but we had to like stand in the line for that class and stuff. So anyways, I see her at the steps and she's all like, all right, everybody line up. And I'm like, hey, miss, I'm not going to say her name, put her business out there and stuff, but I'm like, hey, miss such and such. I was like, I got you Diet Coca-Cola. And bro, it was like the happiness in her face. It was something I need to know. Cause I remember she wrote me, a letter in one of my yearbooks. And yeah, it was like, you know, I remember she wrote like a thing saying like, you know, like, yeah, you're the funniest student or like the funniest person now. And yeah, like it was, you know, she was a really dope person. Like she was somebody where I'm like, you know, is the amount of times, like if I could just hear her just yell at me like one last time, fam, I would 100% would want that. But yeah, she, you know, sadly though, like I said, she passed away. And yeah, it was just one of those things. I was like, I looked her name up one day and saw that, and I was like, man, you know, like it's something that I didn't really expect. And I was like, I think she, you know, she had got sick, and yeah, overall, you know, sickness had just, you know, got the worst out of her and stuff. So, but besides like her though, there were like other teachers that I had growing up. Like I remember there was this woodshop teacher, me and him. I think that was our thing. We would dab each other up when you know, when I would walk into his classroom and stuff. And he was one teacher I remember when it was like student-led conference day. He was one teacher I wasn't afraid like what class like of going to and stuff. I was like, oh no, like I know if I go into his class, you know, I know he's gonna say good things about me and stuff. So, and sure enough, he did, because I remember we went into his class, me and my mom, we went into his class, and he was all like, oh yeah, Tyler, you know, he's one of the best students in my class. You know, he can act up a little bit, but no, he's passing my class with flying colors, you know, got an A, all that stuff. Like and then there's those one teachers all like, oh, you know, Tyler's a good student, but he gets in trouble a lot. He got sent outside yesterday, got sent outside over the weekend, even though school isn't even on the weekends, but he somehow, some way, we called his house and we told him to go outside. I'm like, fam, I am home. I gotta go outside in my own home. They're all like, yes. I'm all like, it's carrying over into the weekend and stuff. So I'm outside my home. Okay, none of that. If a teacher called my house and said, Tyler, go outside, I'm hanging up the phone and I'm going back to playing video games. But anyways, but no, like, there would be teachers, and that's the thing where I'm like, you know, I know, because the day when I have kids, I know people are going to probably be all like, okay, well, let's say you have a kid and they're bad, you know, and the teacher calls and they tell you, like, your kid's acting up, they're doing this, this, and this. I would talk with my kid. I'm like, why are you acting bad? I'm like, why is this teacher calling my phone? And I'm like, if it's on some stuff where it's like, if my kid was anything like me growing up, I'm like, bruh, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. I'm all like, you know, it's like whatever the situation is. Because of me, I used to get into fights a lot when I was in school. So I'm all like, look, if that kid put their hands on you, all right, did they put their hands on you first? No. Why are you out here fighting kids if they even put their hands on you? It's like, at least allow them to put their hands on you first and then fight back. But if you're the one that's out here bullying these kids, bro, like, you can't do stuff like that. You can't do that. I wasn't bullying no kids, but I'm just saying like that. Yes, there was at times when I would get into fights and stuff, and yeah, and I'm all like, okay, did the kid put their hands on you? And they're all like, yeah, they put their hands on me first. They were bullying me, and I stood up for myself. I'm like, high five. I'm like, okay. I'm like, with place you want to go to? You want to go to Chick-fil-A, get you some waffle fries, or you want to go to McDonald's and get you a Happy Meal? I'm like, because I don't think Chick-fil-A, they don't give out toys, so I'm like, what are you looking for? Do you want a toy, or do you just want something to eat? And they're like, I want the toy. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, we're gonna get both because I want me some waffle fries. So I'm like, I leave it at that. But I'm like, if it's on some stuff where my kid's just out there just acting bad for no reason, I'm like, why are you acting bad? I'm like, you know what this is gonna lead into, right? Because I'm like, yeah, if the thing is this, you know that I'm gonna come here and pick you up. You like, you know, it's like with me, you ain't gonna have nothing to worry about because I'm gonna be your father for the rest of my life. But there's going to be at a point in time where you get older, and if you still carrying on like how you are in your elementary days, bruh, it ain't gonna be me coming to pick you up. It's gonna be a police officer coming to pick you up. Then you're gonna have to go to a court date. Then you're gonna get arrested, be in jail, and you're gonna have to be dealing with all this stuff that you think by going home, right? You think by going home and then you getting grounded and then you not being able to like play no video games, go outside, talk with your friends, whatever the situation is. You think that that's hard, bruh. Imagine going to jail. And you got some dude named Bubba talking about pull your pants down. Like, I'm saying the thing is this. And I know people are going to probably like, they think that that's funny. They think that's all ha-ha and jokes and all that stuff. But I'm being dead serious. I'm like, kid, you can't do stuff like that. You can't be out here getting in trouble for no reason. So it's like, if you know you are in the wrong, because I'm like, I'm definitely going to teach my kid the difference between right and wrongs. If I got to sit down and watch movies with them, if I got to sit down and watch YouTube videos, if I got to be the one to make the YouTube video and tell kids the difference between right and wrong and all that stuff, because you best believe I'm going to be doing it. I actually got an educational channel where I think I might start doing stuff like that, you know, to just overall giving kids that guidance that they need and stuff. Because I'm like, nah, man, kids, they need some guidance. It's like if the parents ain't going to be doing it and the teachers ain't going to be doing it, I have to do it, all right? Because I'm like, nah, it's just, it sucks hearing kids, like, go through stuff, and it's like, it sucks where teachers be having to pay for it, and then it's like, and then parents sometimes be having to pay for it and stuff, so, yeah, it's just, it's needed. I'm like, it's so needed, because I'm like, it's crazy on, like, how stuff like this happens. It's like, you got a 6-year-old kid shooting a teacher, putting them in the hospital, where they're fighting for their life. I'm like, nah, man, stuff like that shouldn't even be happening. So, but anyways, yeah, overall though, I'm trying to think, like, you know, like, yeah, it's like, I've had like bad teachers growing up. I've had good teachers growing up. But the thing is though, it's like, it should never be a situation where I'm doing something that's changing my life and changing their life. And then it's changing in a negative way. Should never be like that. All right. So, but anyways, yeah, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.